What's going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz, Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check with another fan interaction video. I know it's been a while. I've been kind of lax on these, so I've been doing other things like going to shows and skipping Fridays, etc., etc., etc. I've got two different fan interactions I want to do this time. They're kind of related, so I figured I would do this at the same time. One of them was going to be a compare-contrast, and one of them was just going to be sort of a creative thing, so I'm going to try and do both. We're going to talk about tag teams for a second. Because the theme we have going on in WWE right now is we got a lot of teams breaking up. Do we not? I'm sorry guys, I'm tired. Which is not new for this channel. Two teams that are going to spring to mind, and third one I'm going to mention because it'll make people laugh and wonder why I give a shit, and you know, we could get some comedy out of it, to say the least. The first team I want to talk about breaking up isn't really a team. It's the Big Show and Kane, the big heavy hitters of the Authority. Now they've been feuding for years, but they've been arguing recently over the events of the two of them failing to eliminate Roman Reigns from the Rumble, and they've been going at it and yelling at each other and such and so forth. And the most recent thing we saw was them arguing over Randy Orton being in the Authority or not. Now this could have a blow up. Remember when the Authority did, you know, when Orton was in the Authority and Rollins was in the Authority, hey, these guys have a problem with each other, let them have a match, let them blow off some steam. I could see them doing that, and I hope they do it on Raw or something like that. But, you know, the cringeworthy thing of it is it could happen at WrestleMania. That could be a thing. And you know what? For the sake of not just these two guys, but the structure of the Authority and the amount of impact the Authority has on so many other stories in the WWE, it could be impactful. So it might gain interest that way. The next one is one that's a little closer to my heart, because you guys know Miz is my boy. You got Miz and Damien Mizdow, and they're going to split up at some point, are they not? Miz has been treating Mizdow like shit. That's been the thing since the beginning. Got him to be the stunt double and then yelled at him for being the stunt double. And then, you know, the idea that the fans like him more than the Miz, and he's been demoted to a personal assistant, and now he's not allowed to be the stunt double anymore, which, you know, throws that whole, you know, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery right out the window. Now we saw on Monday Night Raw Miz assault Mizdow, and Mizdow finally bow up to him a little bit and go face to face and then back down again. Then we saw it in their match on SmackDown. This is going to blow over. A lot of people thought this should happen at WrestleMania, and it doesn't look like it's going to now, with Miz entering himself in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Now, wouldn't surprise me either. Like, this is what I would like to see, is both of them enter the Battle Royal, and if Sandow's going to win it, then Sandow eliminates Miz last, and then they build a feud from there. But I know a lot of people wanted to see this match happen at WrestleMania, so there's your second tag team breakup feud that we have going on there. The third is the Rhodes Brothers. And I mean, I know Miz and Mizdow, that feud, because there's comedy involved and people enjoy the comedy and a lot of people are behind Sandow, that one's getting a lot of attention. But the Cody Rhodes Goldust thing has been going on for a long time. Cody almost got fired. Goldust came back to try and get him his job back, and he got re-fired. Their dad almost got fired. They teamed up to keep their job and their dad's job in NXT. They got the tag team titles. They had a pretty successful run. They lost the tag team titles. Cody started doubting himself. Him doubting himself led to them losing more and more and more matches, and walking out on his brother, promising to find him a partner. The various partners that he tried to find, and we tagged him up with Fandango one week and R-Truth one week and all these things that we knew weren't going to last. And then when he finally said on an episode of, I think, SmackDown, this coming Monday on Raw, I've got a partner that's going to fit you to a T, and Stardust came out, none of us knew what to think about this, really. And if it was anybody other than Cody Rhodes, we would have laughed this off from the get. But Cody Rhodes, from Priceless, from Legacy, from Dashing Cody Rhodes, from Dashing to Deranged Masked Cody Rhodes, to to the master of mustachioed magnificence with Rhodes Scholars. We have proven that everything you give Cody Rhodes that should end up being silly ends up being gold. No pun intended. And twice as much with this Stardust gimmick. Stardust is more unsettling right now than Goldust. And I'm talking about, I watched Goldust back in the Attitude Era. Stardust is a lot more fun to watch. And for Stardust to go absolutely fucking tech and turn on his brother, turn on his father with all the vicious venom that he's had, and the way their match went at what the fuck is that new pay-per-view called? Fastlane. It's almost built for WrestleMania, is it not? So there you go. In order of you know, ridiculous to sublime, you've got Big Show and Kane, you've got Miz and Mizdow, and you've got Cody Rhodes, or Stardust, and Goldust. Now, the first part of this fan interaction is, of any breakup story in the WWE, which are you more interested in, / which of these feuds do you want to see at WrestleMania? Because I'll tell you something. Okay, throw Big Show and Kane out of the equation for a second. Miz and Mizdow will be a great match. Goldust and Stardust will be a good match. What I don't like, and you can get away with it on minor pay-per-views, but at WrestleMania I really don't like it, telling the exact same story twice in the same show. What it reminds me of is, do you remember when we had 2 sets of tag team titles? They were both defended at WrestleMania. I believe, now don't shoot me for this one, I believe it was WrestleMania 20. Both of those titles were defended in fatal 4-way tag team matches. So in total, in the night, you had 16 people fighting for 4 belts. But more to the point, you told the exact same story twice. You told this is one team fighting 3 sets of challengers, this is one team fighting 3 sets of challengers. It told the same story twice in the same night, and that monotony cannot happen at WrestleMania. It just can't. The same thing with the tag team breakup storyline. It's a great story, and it's a very easy story to put together because as fans we know the structure of that story. Either the team succeeds and one person thinks it was all because of them, and they get a big head and it starts a feud, or the team fails and one guy blames the other and they have a feud. It's a structure that we're very familiar with, so fans take to it quite easily, which it's just one of those things. You know, you got family fights, you've got family fights, you've got fights over titles, you've got tag team breakups, you've got this guy stole my girlfriend, you know, our manager turned on us and started managing the other team. There's all these prototype stories in wrestling, and the tag team breakup is just one of them. Go all the way back to the Rockers and Shawn Michaels being thrown through the barbershop window, and you've got that. But yeah, there's potentially 3 teams breaking up in the WWE right now. You got Big Show and Kane, which, like I said, isn't going to be for my... But there's 1 or 2 people out there, I'm guaranteeing, that are still strong Kane fans and strong Big Show fans. I know you guys are out there, so if this is honestly the one you want to see, please let me know. But more to the point, Miz and Mizdow, Goldust and Stardust, which feud are you more invested in, / which feud do you want to see come to fruition at WrestleMania? The reason I asked that as well, and this is something I just thought of, both of those matches don't look like they're happening. With Stardust making his play to be involved in the ladder match, and The Miz being involved in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, it doesn't look like we're going to get either. I want to get at least one of them. So I want to know from you guys, which one of those matches do you want to see at WrestleMania, and why? Now, the other half of this is completely sort of off the cuff. If we're going to start talking about breaking up tag teams, we have to fill in the gaps somewhere because we still want to have a tag team division. So, my next question to you guys is a lot simpler. Who do you guys want to see team up? And I'm going to throw this out as the one example. You guys know that have been following my SmackDown reviews. I loved the idea of Zigback. I thought they worked well together. I thought the story of why they would be a team, you know, them being the ones that were fired by the Authority, bound together and fought the good fight and all that sort of thing. And in the ring, I think they look great. And I think as a team, they look like they're having... Ziggler and Ryback, as a team, that one night looked like they were having a lot of fun. You could have a lot of really fun combination combination finisher type maneuvers. Like you could have a shell shock into a zigzag, or a shell shock. Can you imagine Ryback has somebody up for the shell shock, Ziggler comes off the top rope famouser off of Ryback's shoulders. That's just one example. Power and speed, all that sort of thing. The charisma of Dolph Ziggler and the emerging charisma in a fun sense of Ryback, I think could be a great team. That's just one example. That's who I want to see as a team right now. I would love to see that team, honestly, go up against Cesaro and Kid, but that's another story for another day. So, I've rambled on for quite long enough. I was going to keep this under 10 minutes, and clearly that didn't work. So, tell me, question 1. What tag team breakup story do you want to see at WrestleMania? Is it Big Show, Kane, is it Miz Mizdow, or is it Goldust Stardust? Question 2. What 2 stars in the WWE right now do you want to see become a legitimate tag team? Who is your Zigback? That is question number 2. I will get to your responses later on down the line. Next Friday, if nothing else gets in my way. Next week should be Raw, SmackDown, and this, and then we will get into Ask the Phoenix towards WrestleMania. We will get into Tackle. Now, I've contacted a lot of people. There's a lot of people in this YouTube wrestling community that I want to commute with. You guys know I've been doing Tackle with OKFabe for a while. Now, you guys know with OKFabe being absent and computerless, I had Guapo from the Wrestle Recap show fill in last month, and he did a great job. I had a lot of fun with him too. Now, the other guys, Suave and Christian from the Wrestle Recap show, Matt from the In the Ropes show, and I'd like to get people like $1 Million Mark or Heel Steven, or if I can scrape 5 minutes out of Good Mike Works schedule, I want to do a large panel Tackle for WrestleMania. I have reached out to OKFabe, if he gets a computer back in time. I have asked Guape to come back. I have asked the other 2 members of Wrestle Recap, Christian and Suave, and I believe I've already reached out to Matt from the In the Ropes show. I'm saying this right here and now. $1 Million Mark, Heel Steven, Good Mic Work. If any of you guys want to be involved in this panel, you guys all have me on Facebook. Shoot me a message. I'm going to be sending out a message to these people very, very soon. So hopefully we will get a large clusterfuck preview for WrestleMania coming up very, very soon. Yeah, lots of cool community shit happening for me on this channel in the YWC right now. You guys, with your interactions on these videos and Ask the Phoenix, etc. Ask the Phoenix, you've got a little less than 20 days left to get your questions in for the March edition of Ask the Phoenix, which I'm thinking, if I'm in a lame mood that day, I will call Phoenix Mania. I'm thinking I will do that. Hashtag Phoenix Mania, if you think that should be a thing. That's about it. Toss your answers for this fan interaction down in the box below, and thank you guys in advance for participating, and I will talk to you guys very soon. I've been Spaz, your YWC Reality Check. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation, keep all of these conversations going. Obviously, don't be a stranger. I'll talk to each and every last one of you later, but for right now, I'm tagging out. Bye, guys.